Oh, just kidding. Do again.
Okay. Remember, this week we've been talking about parts of a story, and we've gone over this before, and I just wanted to do it again with this awesome book, Where the Wild Things Are. Has anybody ever read this book at home? Or in another class? No?
Yeah, I read all the time at home. I always read, and sometimes I read that book, but also I like to pretend that I am a dog sometimes and bark.
We're going to see what Max pretends that he's like, and then we can share our other stories after. So do you guys remember setting is the place that the story takes place at. Characters are who's in the story. Problem is what made happening in the story, and the solution is how it gets fixed. Alright, you guys ready for the stories?
I actually have already read this book, so I know I like it.
Has anybody ever felt like this before? Has anybody ever felt like a wild thing?
Like angry, like you want to
No,
tell
they're
your
just-
sister
they're
to
just
stop
wild.
using your brush, but then she doesn't stop using your brush, so you break the brush.
No, not like that. This is more just being silly and wild and running around.
Sometimes
They're not
silly.
being mean. Okay, let's all put on our listening ears. Let's put on our listening ears. We're gonna listen to a story now.
Or like putting on listening ears, is that like you have like
this.
something like
It's
a
like
toy
when you go,
that we put on?
You know, we've done it before in class. The night Max wore his wolf suit and made mischief of one kind. Anybody know what mischief is?
Like,
Let's raise our hands.
like do that with a fork.
We're going to listen to the story right now. Can you guys raise your hand? Who knows what mischief is?
It's when you chase your dog with a fork, and that dog looks like a schnauzer.
We're only going to talk if our hands raised up and we're called on. Okay? But only if it's about mischief.
Okay.
So mischief is sometimes when you do stuff that you might get in trouble for. His mother called him a wild thing, and he said, "I'll eat you up."
Actually, that's kind of gross if he would eat his mom.
Shh, we're only talking with our hands raised. Everybody, eyes on the story. Eyes on the story. That very night in Max's room, a forest grew in his room. And it grew.
What are you guys talking about?
Guys, eyes on the everybody look up here. Okay, I might have to send you out of the room and you're not going to be able to listen to the story if you can't pay attention. Let's look up at the story here. Who knows what happened in Max's room? You think who knows what happened in the room?
The forest.
Good job. The forest grew. Very awesome that you were listening to that. And it grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world around him.
I like how you're changing.
Did you see what happened to his room?
Well, yeah, because I was showing him.
Only if your hands raised can you talk.
I didn't do this the whole time.
And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed through the night out of his room. Do you see what Max sailed in? Out of his room, sailed through a boat. No talking, okay? You're going to have to be excused from the story if you can't keep eyes up on the teacher in the story. And in and out of weeks and almost a year to where the wild things are.
That guy has such weird hair.
Remember, only if your hands up. I'm not going to warn you again. You might be asked to leave. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, has anybody ever seen a wild thing before?
I've never seen a wild thing.
Yes, I've seen them in this book before because I told you I read this book, and then when I was reading it, I was telling my mom that one's name is George, and the other one's name is Freddie, and the goat is named Bob, and I like that one with the horn.
You know what? We might write about that after. We might do a reflection and you can write
I can
about
tell
that.
you a whole story about it.
Max told the wild things, "Be still," and tamed them with a magic trick. Has anybody ever seen a magician before?
Yeah, and when I saw the magician,
We're only talking if we raise our
when
hands.
I was-
No. We're going to let other people have a chance to speak. Have you ever seen a magician before? Do you know what magic is?
She doesn't actually want to tell you, so I can tell you my story.
No. Remember, you might be asked to leave. One more time. For real. Listen up here. This is a really good story. Have you seen a magician before?
What does a magician look like?
Do you want to talk to me? Can you tell me what a magician is? No? You don't feel like it? What did she tell you?
Maybe they're afraid to talk.
I need to turn around for a minute. Why don't you turn your chair around for a moment? Turn your chair around. We'll give you a little moment to breathe and rest. You know what a magician is? A magician is somebody that does magic tricks. And he made him the king of all wild things. Look at these guys. These are funny looking wild things.
Can I turn around
And
yet?
now, no, I'm sorry. Not. I'll tell you when it's time to turn around. When you've been being quiet for just a moment. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. This is where you really have to look at.
I have a quick question though.
No,
but it's about a word.
No questions right
What's
now. You need to
rumpus?
be turned around in your chair, otherwise you're going to be asked to completely leave. Guys, look, this is where you really need to pay attention because there's no words. You just have to use your eyes to see
What's
what's going on.
rumpus?
But they're making a wild rumpus. And they're swinging from trees. Remember, the trees are where they're at, in the forest. Max is king. He's got his crown. You guys see Max's crown?
There's a forest in
You
the
see Max's crown? Why don't we put our hair down for the moment? Where's Max's crown? Can you point to it?
I got a crown from Burger King once.
You're very much seeing Max's
I got a crown from Burger King, maybe his is.
Okay, I can't let you turn around if you can't be quiet for more than a minute. I need for you to show me that you can do this. Now stop, Max said, and he sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. That wasn't very nice of him, was it? But they were kind of being a little bit wild, I think. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Shh, eyes on the teacher. Do you have somebody who you think loves you best of all?
Yeah.
Oh, I was almost going to let you turn around, Sarah. Just give yourself take a few deep breaths, and I know that you can do this. You're going to be able to catch the end of this story. I know it. I know my mom and my dad and my grandma and grandpa love me, and my puppy, he loves me a lot. But the wild things cried, "Oh no, please don't go. Please don't go." We're almost done with the story, and then we're going to talk about the setting and the characters. So I want you guys to be listening. Look, up here in circle, eyes up here. Can you guys all put your eyes on? Let's see your eyes. There you go. Sarah, are you ready to turn around and put your eyes on the book?
Yeah.
Let's see you do it. Nice. Where's your eyes? Okay, everybody's eyes. This is where Max is going to go back home.
I get seasick though.
The wild things roared their terrible roars. Can you guys all give me a roar?
Roar!
And gnash
You guys,
their
mine was the
terrible and gnash their terrible teeth. Let's see you gnashing your teeth.
What's gnashing though?
Can I see you gnash your teeth? Show me.
You didn't do it.
Roll their
She said
terrible
gnash your
eyes.
teeth.
Let's see you roll your terrible eyes.
Rolling them.
It's too scary.
Max left and sailed over a year and in and out of weeks and through a day. Sounds like a long time, right?
Yeah, I would be so seasick.
And into the night of his very own room. Remember, no talking till the end of the book's done, and I'm going to ask you questions. And he found, oh, look at that. His mom said that, do you guys remember what his mom said?
He'd eat her.
Remember that he was going to go to his room and he wasn't going to get. Let's look up here.
Oh,
and
that's
stop
why
talking
he
to
has
our
to
friends,
eat
okay?
her.
No, Mom said that he wasn't going to get any dinner, and look what was waiting for him in his room. Because she loved him most of all.
Like my dog.
And guess what? It was still hot.
Wow.
His food was still hot.
I actually knew that because I read that.
100 years later.
We're going to have quiet time here, and I'm going to ask you all questions. Let's look up here. Eyes on the teacher. We're going to have quiet time, and I'm going to ask you if you can remember where the story took place. Do you guys remember?
On a
Who
boat.
remembers? That's
Do you think
close.
it's in the forest?
That's
I think
a
it was in
really
a
good
forest.
guess.
Oh yeah, the
Remember, he took the boat to a place.
there was a forest in his room.
You got the answer. What is it? You got it. I heard you say it.
Yeah, you're right.
Good.
You're really smart. Hey, I know other people who are really smart.
There's
And
gonna
there's
You're doing really awesome. Maybe you know the answer to this next one.
We're done.
I do. I know it.